Silence screams louder than words, and mine, it's deafening. Do you know what it's like to be underestimated? To have every step you take weighed down by their doubts, their judgments, their smirks? They look at you and see nothing. But they don't know. They can't know the storm brewing inside. They see your struggles, but they don't feel your pain. They measure you by your failures, but never your fight. The world, it's a relentless judge, quick to box you in, slap on labels, and toss away the key. Have you ever felt like you're screaming into a void? Like the harder you try, the more invisible you become. People love to talk, don't they? But their words, they sting like shards of glass cutting deep, ripping apart your confidence until you question your worth. Why do I even bother, you think? The weight of their judgment presses harder on your shoulders, and the mirror becomes your enemy. You avoid your own reflection because it whispers back all the doubts they planted in your mind. But here's the thing, words are cheap. The real fight doesn't need an audience. It doesn't need their approval. It's in the silence where battles are fought and won. And now, it's time. Time to show them what silence can do. Time to fight, not for their validation, but for yourself. Ready to dive into the darkness? Because this story isn't for the faint-hearted. C.E. lived. It's the sleepless nights, the kind where your chest feels heavy and your mind races in circles. It's the mornings where you can barely drag yourself out of bed because every step feels pointless. It's the laughter of others cutting through your silence, a bitter reminder of what you've lost, or maybe never even had. The world doesn't care. Society loves to pretend it does. Stay strong, they say. It'll get better. But they don't see the cracks spreading beneath your surface. They don't see how you crumble behind closed doors. They only see the mask you wear, and oh, how perfectly it fits. You're expected to smile, to perform, to meet their expectations while carrying the weight of your own failures. Each failure, it's a dagger. A reminder that maybe they were right about you all along. Do you know what it feels like to suffocate in your own mind? To replay every mistake, every wrong turn until it becomes your identity? You start believing their lies. I'm weak, I'm worthless, I'll never make it. And then there's the anger. Oh, the anger. At them, at the world, at yourself. It burns hot and wild, but it doesn't save you. It consumes you. And in those moments you wonder, is this all there is? But here's the thing about darkness. It tests you. It pushes you to the edge, dares you to break. And some people do. Some give in, surrender to the weight, let the void swallow them whole. But not you. Because somewhere, buried beneath the pain, there's a spark. Small, faint, but alive. Are you ready to fight for it? They thought the darkness would break me. They didn't realize it was where I found my fire. There's a moment, a small, fleeting moment, where you stop being a victim. It doesn't come with fanfare or applause. No one notices when it happens. But inside you, something shifts. You stop asking, why me? And start asking, what's next? Pain sharpens you. Every insult, every failure, every scar, it doesn't weaken you. It's armor. The spark inside you begins to grow, igniting a fire you didn't even know you had. I bleed, I break, but I rise. It's not a dramatic transformation. It's a war, fought inch by inch, day by day. You fall, but you get back up. Your knees buckle, but you plant your feet. The world keeps throwing punches, but now you swing back. You become the warrior you needed all along. Not perfect, not invincible, but relentless. Do you know what relentless looks like? It's staring into the face of every fear, every failure, and refusing to flinch. It's working when you're tired, fighting when you're broken, and standing tall when the world tries to bury you. And it's in those moments, the quiet ones, where the real battles are fought. Alone, in the dark, with no one watching. That's where strength is forged. That's where warriors are made. They thought their words would shatter you. They thought the darkness would swallow you whole. But they didn't realize you were learning to see in the dark. You've stopped fighting for their approval. Now you fight for yourself. For every version of you that was told they weren't enough. For every time you were knocked down. And when you rise, they'll see it. They'll feel it. Not because you scream it from the rooftops, but because you prove it with every step, every breath, every move. The fight isn't over, but neither are you. Being strong doesn't mean you don't feel the weight. It means you carry it anyway. Strength is a paradox. It makes you stand tall, but it isolates you. When you fight battles others can't see, you walk a lonely road. People admire the mask of resilience, but they never question what's beneath it. The truth: strength is lonely. No one sees the quiet sacrifices, the nights you cry into the silence, the mornings you force yourself to move when every bone in your body begs you to stop. No one notices the silent battles you fight just to survive another day. But strength isn't about applause or recognition. It's about persistence. It's about showing up, even when no one is watching. Every scar you carry tells a story of battles fought, of storms weathered. But scars are invisible to the world, aren't they? They only see your victories, not the blood and sweat it took to earn them. And in that loneliness, something incredible happens. You realize you don't need anyone to validate your fight. You don't need their understanding, their approval, or their sympathy. The strength you've built, it's yours. Yours alone. The world doesn't know the price you've paid, but you do. And every step you take in silence, every battle you win alone, is proof that you're stronger than they could ever imagine. They think silence is weakness. They think your solitude is defeat. They don't realize it's the foundation of something unbreakable. Because strength isn't found in the noise. It's born in the quiet, in the shadows, in the moments no one sees. The scars aren't just wounds. They're proof of survival. You can't erase the past, the pain, the failures, the darkness. They're all part of your story. But here's the truth they won't tell you. Those scars don't make you weak. They make you unstoppable. You've carried the weight, fought the battles, and earned the right to stand tall. Not because the pain disappeared, but because you learned to live with it. You stopped running from your demons and faced them head on. And when the world sees you now, they don't see the struggles. They see the strength it took to overcome them. Acceptance doesn't mean giving up. It means understanding that life will always throw punches, and sometimes they'll hurt. But you've proven you can take the hits. You've proven you can get back up. Stop waiting for life to get easier. It won't. But you don't need easy. You need purpose. You don't need their validation. You need your own. You've survived what they said would destroy you. You've walked through fire and come out the other side, forged stronger, sharper, and more determined than ever. And here's the best part. The story doesn't end here. The scars are a reminder, yes, but they're not chains. They don't bind you to the past. They set you free. Move forward. Not because it's easy, but because you're worth it. Because the fight isn't over and you're just getting started. Pain may shape us, but it does not define us. Look at yourself, not the version they see, the one you see, the one who fought in silence, who bled for every inch, who stood tall even when the weight felt unbearable. You don't need words to prove them wrong. You don't need applause, approval, or their fleeting validation. Because your actions scream louder than their doubts ever could. Every step you've taken, every battle you've fought, every time you've refused to quit, that's your proof. This world wasn't made to be fair. It's ruthless, it's unforgiving, and it will knock you down again and again. But here's the difference between you and the rest. You rise. Every single time. You've turned your scars into armor, your pain into power, your silence into strength. They can't break what refuses to bend, so now it's your move. Don't just survive, dominate. Don't just endure, thrive. You've made it this far. And there's no stopping you now, because warriors like you, they don't quit, they don't bow, they fight, they conquer, and they keep going. If I can endure, so can you. Fight, prove them wrong, not with words but with action, because the world may doubt you, but you'll never doubt yourself again. Now go. The battle is yours to win. If these words lit a fire within you, if you're ready to turn your struggles into strength, then become a part of this journey. Subscribe and join the stories that fuel your resilience every single time. This isn't just a subscription, it's a revolution. Warriors, join the fight right here, right now.